Welcome to Bhakti Singer conference call. Today we are fortunate to have Her Grace Kaumodaki Devi Mataji on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, verse 4.19.9 onwards. Hare Krishna Mataji, are you present on the call?
Yes, Mataji. Thank you very much for giving the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much for joining and giving your valuable time and association to us this morning and enlightening us on this topic, Mataji. I now hand over the call to you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much to all the devotees giving me an opportunity to purify myself. So please accept my humble obeisances. Vanchapatarupyasya prabhasinubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavya namo namaha. So today I will just do the Mangalacharan first.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Can you please on your video, Mataji?
It's on the top, right?
Yes, Mataji. It's on the top.
I guess it's on, but I don't know. Om Gnanatimidandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manopistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Svapadantigam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Tapadakamanam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savatutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahaganam Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Sapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Yasabhanu Suteti Pranamami Hari Priye Vanshakalpatarupyasya Kripa Sindhu Bhivasya Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mataji, I think it's not working. Hare Krishna is just going on. Circle is just going on.
Oh, okay, Mataji. No worries, Mataji. Thank you for joining, Mataji.
Okay. Today's verse is, the chapter, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 19, King Prithu's 100 horse sacrifices. I tried, but it doesn't work. I don't know. So today's verse is text number 9. But I like to read the translation from the beginning of the chapter, and there are about 8 verses. I will just read the translations. Chapter 19, King Prithu's 100 horse sacrifices. So this is a Maitreya Vaisha. The great sage Maitreya continued, My dear Vidur, King Prithu initiated the performance of 100 horse sacrifices at the spot where the river Saraswati flows toward the east. This place of land is known as Brahmavarta, and it was controlled by Swayambhu Manu. Text 2. When the most powerful Indra, the king of heaven, saw this, he considered the fact that King Prithu was going to exceed him in fruitive activities. Thus Indra could not tolerate the great sacrificial ceremonies performed by King Prithu. Text 3. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, is present in everyone's heart as a Supersoul, and He is the proprietor of all planets and the enjoyer of the results of all sacrifices. He was personally present at the sacrifices made by King Prithu. This is wonderful. When Lord Vishnu appeared in the sacrificial arena, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and all the chief predominating personalities of every planet, as well as their followers, came with him. When he appeared on the scene, the residents of Gandharvaloka, the great sages, and the residents of Apsaraloka all praised him. That's why the Lord was accompanied by the residents of Siddhaloka and Vidyadharaloka, all the descendants of Diti and the demons and the Yakshas. He was also accompanied by his chief associates, headed by Sunanda and Nanda. Text 6. Kapilo Narada Udatta Yogeshasana Kadaya Tam Tamani Bhagavatayi Cha Tat Sevanotsuka. The translation of text 6. Great devotees who were always engaged in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as well as the great sages named Kapila, Narada, and Dattatreya, and masters of mystic powers, headed by Sanat Kumar, all attended the great sacrifice with Lord Vishnu. Text 7. My dear Vidur, in great sacrifice, the entire land came to be like the milk-producing Kamadhenu, and thus, by the performance of yajna, all daily necessities for life were supplied. Text 8. The flowing rivers supplied all kinds of tastes, sweet, pungent, sour, etc. And very big trees supplied fruit and honey in abundance. The cows, having eaten sufficient green grass, supplied profuse qualities of milk, curd, clarified butter, and similar other necessities. Now today's text is text 9. Sindavo ratna nikaran girayonna chaturvidam upayanam upajahu sarve loka sapalaka. Translation. I will say word to word meaning. Sindava, the oceans, Ratna Nikaran, heaps of jewels, Giraya, the hills, Annam, eatables, Chatuvidham, 4 kinds of, Upayanam, presentations, Upajahu, brought forward, Survey, all, Loka, the people in general of all planets, Sapalaka, along with the governors. King Prithu was presented with various gifts from the general populace and predominating deities of all planets. The oceans and seas were full of valuable jewels and pearls, and the hills were full of chemicals and fertilizers. 4 kinds of edibles were produced profusely. Mataji, you want me to turn the camera on another one, on a, that's okay. Doesn't need. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. At least the translation was also by Srila Prabhupada and purport is by Srila Prabhupada. As stated in Ishopanishad, this material creation is supplied with all the potencies for the production of all necessities required by the living entities. Not only human beings, but animals, reptiles, aquatics, and trees. The oceans and the seas produce pearls, coral, and valuable jewels, so that fortunate, law-abiding people can utilize them. Similarly, the hills are full of chemicals, so that when rivers flow down from them, the chemicals spread over the fields to fertilize the 4 kinds of foodstuffs. These are technically known as charvya, those edibles which are chewed; leya, those which are licked up; chusya, those which are swallowed. But we can also suck on it, like we have the mango pit. So we suck on it. There is so much juice on it, then it comes out from the mango. So we can suck on a juice like that. The Prabhupada has put down as a swallowed, so that's fine also. And peya, those which are drunk. So Prithu Maharaj was greeted by the residents of, so we can I'll just read the purport and then we'll go over. Prithu Maharaj was greeted by the residents of other planets and the presiding deities. They presented various gifts to the king and acknowledged him as the proper type of king by whose planning and activities everyone throughout the universe could be happy and prosperous. It is clearly indicated in this verse that the oceans and seas are meant for producing jewels, but in Kali Yuga, the oceans are mainly being utilized for fishing. Shudras and poor men were allowed to fish, but the higher classes like the Kshatriyas and Vaishyas would gather pearls, jewels and coral. All the poor men would catch tons of fish. They would not be equal in value to one piece of coral or pearl. In this age, so many factories for the manufacture of fertilizers have been opened. But when the personality of Godhead is raised by the performance of yajnas, the hills automatically produce fertilizing chemicals, which help produce edibles in the fields. Everything is dependent on the people's acceptance of the Vedic principles of sacrifice. So King Prithvi has and this description here about this, how also in the previous verse 8, there's how the rivers were flowing and had the and all kinds of taste, sweet, pungent, sour, everything was supplied by the rivers. And big trees also gave fruits and honey and all this. So then in a Queen Kunti Maharani is also praying, when praying Krishna is leading Hastinapur to go to Dwarka. So that time she is feeling so much separation from Krishna. So this she is praying, and then this is the 2 verses. I will read the translation. Sanskrit is also very wonderful prayer. Nayam so bishate tatra yase danim giladhara vat padeirankita bhati swalakshana pilakse. Translation. O Gadadhar, Krishna, Hare Krishna, our kingdom is now being marked by the impressions of your feet. There is some disturbance. I don't know if everybody's okay. Can you hear? Can everyone hear? I don't know.
Yes, Mataji, we can hear you. I muted that person who is unmuted.
Oh, okay. Oh, Gadadhar, Krishna, our kingdom is now being marked by the impressions of your feet, and therefore it happens beautiful. But when you leave, it will no longer be so. Then this is First Canto, Chapter 8, text number 39. And in a purpose, the Prabhupada is explaining how it is so. There are certain particular marks on the feet of the Lord which distinguish the Lord from others. The marks of a flag, thunderbolt, an instrument to drive an elephant, umbrella, lotus, disc, etc. are on the bottom of the Lord's feet. These marks are impressed upon the soft dust of the land where the Lord traverses. The land of Hastinapur was thus marked while Lord Sri Krishna was there with the Pandavas, and the kingdom of the Pandavas thus flourished by such auspicious signs. Kunti Devi pointed out these distinguished features and was afraid of ill luck in the absence of the Lord, because the Lord is getting ready to go. So that's why she's praying. And the text number 40 also, she's saying, Ime janapada sutta supakva sadivirudha vanadri nadyunvanto hedanti tava vikshitai. All these cities and villages are flourishing in all respects because the herbs and grains are in abundance. The trees are full of fruits, the rivers are flowing, the hills are full of minerals, and the oceans full of wealth, and this is all due to your glancing over them. And the purport Srila Prabhupada is saying, the natural gifts such as grains and vegetables, fruits, rivers, the hills of jewels and minerals, and the seas full of pearls are supplied by the order of the Supreme, and as He desires, material nature produces them in abundance or restricts them at times. So in this chapter we see that because all these demonic people, they were misusing the nature's gifts. So then our Mother Earth has just withhold all the seeds and not producing anything. So that's why the rivers were not so much flowing. And right now we see in Jamuna is also, in Vrindavan, it's kind of very, very little water. And therefore in some places there is no water at all. So that's what happened. But by the performance, appearance of King, by the banner, King Vena was very also notorious. But then from his dead body, King Kritu and Mother Archie has manifested themselves. And now, after and then as he was, he appeared, all the devatas, demigods, Siddharthas, all the Rishi-Munis, everybody was glorifying the Lord. There is a voice, maybe some water is running, something, I don't know, whatever. I hope we are all can hear. And so then everything, they were all glorifying, and they were also saying, predicting that Kritu Maharaj will perform 100 Ashwamedha Yajnas. And now here in this chapter we see, on the first text we see that Vitu Maharaj has already started, taken that he wanted to do the 100 sacrifices, which is called Sanskrit is Ashwamedha. So then Indra was also there, all the Lord Vishnu already present there, and all the devatas, demigods, and everybody were present there, Kinnara, Siddha, Charan, all this. And even the Rakshas and then demons, and then they were all Daityas, and everybody was present there. So when Lord is present, then it's all auspicious. But still, Indra is the king of all the demigods. So, but he was also there, and he sees that this is a competition for me, He thought that Ritu Maharaj will become more materially opulent, all this, and then my credit will go down, and maybe he will eventually become Indra, and I will have to go. I will not be more Indra anymore. Indra is a post, so there are different. The name of the Indra is I don't remember, but the Indra is a post. So then, like Brahma is also a post. So that all that are there. All the demigods, they are also posts. But then they are different. Their names are different than the posts. So then, here we see in a translation that King Ritu was presented with the various gifts from the general populace. Everybody was giving, and predominating deities of all planets. They all came. The oceans and seas were full of valuable jewels and pearls, and the hills were full of chemicals and fertilizers. The 4 kinds of edibles were produced profusely. Every morning, when we, in a Mangal Arati, we chant the Sansar Davanala prayers. So there is a verse, the 4th verse. Saturvida Sri Bhagavat Prasad Vadvanatretan Hari Bhakta Sanghan Kritveva Tretim Bhajata Sadeya Vande Guru Shri Charnaroyinam. So these 4 kinds of foods, they are also produced, and everything. So we see here in our translation, and Prabhupada also mentions in the purport that these 4 kinds of foodstuffs these are technically known as charya. That's a Sanskrit word, charya. Those edibles are chewed, with layer, those which are licked up. Chusya, those which are swallowed, and peya, those which are drunk. So we have different kinds of varieties of juice. We have milk, we have buttermilk, and things like that. All the nectar, so we can have a drink, different kind. But when Ritu Maharaj was greeted by the residents of other planets and the presiding deities. So King Indra also greeted him and also presented the gift as everybody asked. That we have read before when he appeared, when Ritu Maharaj appeared. So they all offered different gifts, all the demigods, Siddhas, Charanas, and everybody they offered. And but still we see that when he understood that King Ritu Maharaj is Satyavai Sautar, but still he became envious because he doesn't want to have a competitor, and he doesn't want to leave the post of his both the Pyaras. And when the Lord appeared, and Lord Vishnu is always there, and so everybody is pleased, but except for the Indra, because he didn't like to have all this, Ritu Maharaj perform all these sacrifices. And because he has started, he wants to do 100, so that was announced there. So he just cannot tolerate, and there are so many examples how Indra has before also, like when Vishwamitra, he was Kshatriya king, but he wanted to become a Rajarshi. So he was performing austerities. His aim was different, but still Indra did not know, and so he just thought that he's performing austerities, so he wanted to stop him from that. So Vishwamitra performed this austerities for 60,000 years. And so then he's afraid that he's going to get there, 100,000, I guess. And so then he was King Indra was kind, and he sends the Apsara named Menaka to dissuade him from the performing of further austerities. And by the Menaka, Vishwamitra, her ankle bells heard, he heard, and then that's it. And then he associated with her, and he had one girl born, which is Shakuntala. Her name is Shakuntala, the Vishwamitra's daughter by Menaka. Anyway, so then there are so many others also. They are doing so many. So every time whoever performs austerities or performs some sacrifices, so they become envious. And by the sacrifices in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has also recommended that we must perform sacrifices. For what? Not to please ourselves or fulfill our own desires, material desires, but to fulfill the desires of the Lord and to please the Lord. For His pleasure we do it. So previously they were doing all these gorgeous sacrifices, and now we are in the Kali Yuga. So Kali Yuga, all this Aswamedha and Gomedha and all these yajnas are not possible because the Brahmins, they are not qualified Brahmins in this age. There is also example of how the qualified Brahman should be. And there's a Tvashta, he was because his son was killed by Indra. So he wanted to take a revenge. He wanted to kill the Indra. So what he performed a yajna for that purpose. But in the pronunciation, there was little different. So then what happened? He wanted to have get a son who would kill Indra. But because of little bit of mistake, what happened? That he got a son, but he would be killed by Indra. So that's what happened. So Brahmins, qualified Brahmins, means they pronounce proper meter, also there's this, in between the words there's some pause, something like that, and all the letters and everything has to be pronounced properly. So in Kali Yuga there's no proper Brahmins. That's why it's Kali Yuga, this Ashwamedha, Gomedha, all these sacrifices, it's prohibited. There's others also, sannyas is also prohibited. But then for the propagation of Krishna consciousness, to spread Krishna consciousness, sannyas is necessary. So that's why Prabhupada had given liberally the sannyas to the devotees. And they started preaching. And now we see how they are doing so many all over. Prabhupada has started in the 22nd Avenue, the first. And from there, all these devotees, even though Prabhupada said, just tell them, then go to England, go to London and open preaching center, the open temple. Somebody he sent to go to California and open the temple, different places. Go to China, go to different places. And all over, we have so many temples. Wherever you go, I know we visited so many different places, and so the temples are there, devotees are there, and the same program, Mangalarti 4:30, then the deities greeting 7:30, then there was a class, Guru Puja, Prabhupada Guru Puja, then Bhagavatham class, and after that everybody sat together and the devotee take prasadam, and one person reads from the Krishna book, or Srimad, usually Krishna book, the Krishna's pastimes, and everybody takes prasad. It's so wonderful process that Prabhupada has given complete program. And then after prasadam, devotees go on Sankirtan. They distribute books, do the kirtan, like that, and they spread the Krishna consciousness like that way. And after, at the end of the day, they all come in the temple, and then they are so much in ecstasy. They are just, you see, they all want to tell their stories, how this happened and that happened, and somebody gave me, they don't want to take any book, but then by the mercy of Nityananda and Srila Prabhupada, somehow that person was convinced, and they took so many books and then also gave so much money. So like that, they don't say money, it's a Lakshmi, because it's money, Lakshmi, and then we can use for Krishna, surrender to Krishna, so to speak, and use it for Krishna's pleasure. And how they do it, they produce more books, and they distribute more books like that. So it's so wonderful that just Prabhupada, one person, one devotee, pure devotee, came from India, and very late, it's 70, at age of 70. And he has started. In 1 year, he struggled very, very hard. Prabhupada had so much suffered. But still, he didn't give up. He was determined. Because by Guru Maharaj given the order, preach to the English-speaking world. And Prabhupada thought, one of Prabhupada's godbrothers was also sent by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada to England. But somehow it didn't work out, and so then that devotee sannyasi couldn't do, somehow the devotees, by the Krishna's mercy, he wouldn't be able to he wasn't able to do anything there. So he came back after some time. But then Prabhupada thought, well, my godbrother has already tried in England, so let me go to America. So he targeted America, and he came by so much, ship from the Calcutta. He boarded on ship, and he had only the trunk full of books, and two or three pairs of clothes. That's all. He had no money. So then he came on a ship, and on a ship from Calcutta to here, it takes longer time. And he had 2 heart attacks on his ship. So then the first one happened, and the second one, then Prabhupada said, oh, Krishna, whatever you want, that's fine with me. And then Prabhupada thought that if I had the third one, and that's it, I'm gone. But Prabhupada was he had some doze off because there was pain and things like that still. But then Krishna appeared in a dream. And Krishna and all the incarnations of Krishna, they were rowing the steamboat. And so then, they all the way here in Boston, then Prabhupada landed in a Boston pier. And then he saw all this big building and all this, and how will they understand this message of the Bhagavatam, the Vasudeva Katha, how they will understand and how they can be purified. So, but Prabhupada says that Prabhupada has composed 2 songs. Well, no, when he was in the Jaladuta boat, and one of them he explains that, Prabhu, you have brought me in this place to make me dance. So just make me dance according to your desire. Make me dance, make me dance, make me dance as you desire. Because I have no bhakti, and I have no devotion, and I have no knowledge. My name is Bhakti Vedanta. Who has bhakti and who has expert, he was very knowledgeable. So he said, I have no knowledge and I have no bhakti. But just make the name, the purport of this name fulfilled. By your mercy, it can be done. And by your mercy, these people will be able to understand what I am speaking. So my words just give me the strength of my power of speech. So then I can convince them to take to Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada is so humble, very, very humble. And he prayed like that. And Krishna certainly fulfilled his desire. And he started the 26th second in New York, the first matchless gift. That store has a name already there. That was a store for the matchless gifts. But they had so many different gifts or whatever they had before in that store. But now matchless gift was brought by Srila Prabhupada. Nobody can match that gift. So then somehow Prabhupada got that place. But he didn't have money to pay. But there was all these newcomers, who were there. Then they paid him and they rented the place and like that. So and then gradually, and Prabhupada put the sign, Bhagavad Gita as it is, classes, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, such and such time, please come, welcome. Just on a door, the door with the glass. And then you just put it inside, so the people who will read, and some of them, some devotees, early they came, and then Prabhupada, would do chanting, and then taught them how to chant Hare Krishna mantra. They did, and gradually they become purified, and they wanted to. Prabhupada was doing everything. So he was shopping, he was cooking, and then when they are all sit down after the class, a lecture would be short, but kirtan was little long. That would be nice. But because it was difficult for the pronunciation of Prabhupada's British accent, and here they could not understand very clearly what Prabhupada is saying. But still, Prabhupada gave the speech, and Prabhupada, after cooking, it's already done, and then Prabhupada will serve them prasadam. So then, after they all eat, then Prabhupada give them more and more and more prasadam. He said, eat. He would just make them eat so much. Because this is the lethal weapon of our society, prasadam, Krishna prasadam. Because whoever takes prasadam, some may not get started, but eventually they will do it. And so then so many, they came and they were taking prasadam, and then we see how movement has grown from all these devotees. So we have so many centers throughout the world, every country, in Russia, China, Japan, everywhere, South America, North America, and in Australia, Fiji, on the islands, everywhere. So continuously, holy name, Mangalarti, Singararti, Prasadam, Guru Puja, all this is continuously going on the Earth planet, in one places of the earth, because there are different time zones. So everywhere it's going on. It's Krishna's mercy. So here we also see that when Prithu Maharaj is performing sacrifices, Ashwamedh yajnas, and all these abundant souls will produce, and all the living entities, not just humans, but all 8,400,000 species of life, all are very happy. And everybody has enough, and they are very peaceful and happy. So this is what we understand from this place. That, and then, like we have, in a purport says in Kali Yuga, they're producing there is a factories that they produce fertilizers, which is chemicals, all these mix. But these are not processed chemicals. So that's why we don't grow. If they grow, and it doesn't survive a long time. The grains and fruits, like also we buy the fruits, but 2-3 days later they becomes rotten. We cannot use it. But in those times, I remember when I was little, we had big storage for the grains, and they just put all the harvesting was just put in. This is also only, this body, I'm in this body for 75 years. So at least I remember this much. When I was there, they were all this big, what is called cupboard or whatever storage is. So much grain was there, and mango trees produce so many mangoes, because all is natural. The fertilizer is natural, because we had cows and buffaloes and bullocks and all this, and no tractors that time, but just ox power, like that, and everybody were happy. And in the evening, and they all get together some places. And my father was in Mumbai, and we were in also village. Yeah. So he had purchased some gramophone, what you call a record player. So they have, my brother, he just brought there, when we on a vacation we go there to village, our hometown. So then he would just put those on the gramophone, this record, what do you call record, the player, phonograph. Anyway, so then all everything, they all come and sit and then listen. There's some glorification, somebody says some jokes or some katha or something like that. And it was so wonderful that time. And every Purnima, all the ladies get together in a circle, and they all sing the songs, different songs, from the Nala Damayanti songs, and there's so many songs they were singing about Krishna and Ram and all the songs, and they would just go around and dance like that. And all the men were also, they were kind of sitting on the sides, and they also listening all the songs and seeing all the Matajis dancing. It was so nice. It was so wonderful. And we have wells, so we fetch the water from the well. So everybody, like when you go to Vrindavan, then you can see that. All that is the life I was raised in. So it was very wonderful. Village life is very wonderful. Now Prabhupada has propagated this Krishna consciousness movement, and Lokanath Maharaj, he is going village to village in ox cart and doing and preaching, and so it's going on. They are growing. So it's very wonderful. The Krishna is wonderful. Prabhupada is wonderful. And Prabhupada's ISKCON is wonderful. Prabhupada's devotees are wonderful. This Bhakti Sangha is wonderful. Hare Krishna. I will just end here now. I cannot talk anymore. It's so wonderful. Anybody has any question? I don't know, but I can start. Oh, there is another thing I wanted to share. That there was about the beauty in the decoration. The Chanakya Pandit has given this. Prabhupada is quoting in the teachings of Queen Kunti. In the purport, he is quoting this. He says, Prithvi Bhushanam Raja, Narinam Bhushanam Pati, Sarvari Bhushanam Chandro, Vidya Sarvasya Bhushanam. So, Prabhupada is explaining this verse very nicely. Everything looks beautiful when one is intimately related with it. The sky, for example, becomes beautiful in relationship with the moon. The sky is always present, but on the full moon night, when the moon and stars shine brilliantly, it looks very nice. Similarly, the state looks very well if there is a good government with a good king or president. Then everyone is happy and everything goes on well. So this is what we see in Prithu Maharaj's time. Also we saw when Krishna presence, when Lord Ramchandra's presence, everything was like this. And also, although girls are naturally beautiful, a girl looks especially beautiful when she has a husband. And Vidya Sarvasya Bhushanam. Vidya means knowledge. What knowledge? Knowledge of Krishna consciousness. But if a person, however ugly, is a learned scholar, that is his beauty. Similarly, everything will look beautiful when Krishna is present. So, by this, now I end here. So, anybody has question, some correction, comments, whatever.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Mataji, such a beautiful class. You were telling Bhakti Sangha is wonderful, Prabhupada is so wonderful, everything. Your class is also so wonderful, Mataji. Thank you so much for such a beautiful class.
Thank you to give me opportunity to purify myself. And this is that way I could read, study, because otherwise I just hear the class every morning and 11 o'clock Chaitanya Charitamrita, and then go on with my all the work, whatever I'm doing. I will not sit down and read. But by giving me opportunity, you gave me this, so then I think I must study a little bit at least. So by the mercy of all of you, I could do this little bit. Thank you to all.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Is there anybody having any questions for Mataji? Please go ahead and ask.
So, somebody has any question? So we can end here.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, is there anybody having any question?
Hare Krishna, Lalitangi Radha Mataji. Hare Krishna.
It's so wonderful class. You took us to Prabhupada's times, and how fortunate we are to hear directly from you who have experienced all those things. It's a real treasure to have you in the company. Thank you so much for your association.
It's being that I am getting association of all your deities, all the devotees on Bhakti Sangha. And I also heard your class, so wonderful. I just wanted to hear again and again, but I haven't got to it, but I just heard. And I was going there, and then I have to be by myself, and do nothing. And then I can hear the time, relish. So many nice classes. Adi Das Prabhu, Ram Giridhar Das Prabhu, and Dasi, Krishna. There are so many devotees. Yesterday's class, Kalasita Mataji, wonderful, wonderful, everybody, so wonderful devotees. And I didn't know that I would have this association. When I was asking Krishna that I want to come to you, but I don't know. I didn't know what I was asking. But Krishna gave me all these devotees to associate with. It's very, very wonderful, very merciful Krishna. Gauranga. And Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam, all praise to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Mataji, such a wonderful and such a pure from your heart you spoke, Mataji. It's really so nice to hear you.
Is it
Sita Priti Mataji?
Sita Priti Mataji, yes.
From Dallas.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
You gave very wonderful class. And it was very. I was going. One time I wrote to Priti Prashin Mataji, asked for guidance, and she gave me guidance. But then the Maharaj came here, and the class was, I said, well, when Maharaj is here, so I cannot. It's not proper. So I just asked Maharaj if he could give class. Then he said, okay. So then he gave a class. I said, oh, that's wonderful. So it was very, very nice. Thank you very much. Very nice to have your association. Even though I don't meet you, but still I feel closer to all these devotees, even though I didn't meet them personally. But by this Bhakti Sangha, then in Sangha we are together. So we meet like this. It's a sound vibration. That's what Prabhupada says. It's important. Not the presence of physical, but we also take care of physical presence and take association physically also. Like a sadhu sangha. We go there and so many devotees come there. It's very nice. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Sita Priti Mataji.
We are blessed to have your association. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. I don't know. I started the camera in the beginning before I joined, and camera worked. But after that, camera is not working. Krishna, everything. What is good for me?
Sorry, Mataji, for that. I don't know why it was not working.
Yeah, it's not working. Maybe the sound and it doesn't go together. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's too much to handle. But I have Chromebook. Then I was thinking maybe, but it was too much. I have to go there and then connect, and it's better to just go on with it. Thank you. Thank you. Can we end the call now, or anybody has any comments?
Thank you so much, Mataji, once again for such a beautiful class. If there are no more questions, I would like to end the calls now by offering obeisances to Mataji and all the Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namo Koti Vaishnavvrinda ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Har Grace Kaumodaki Mataji ki jai. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Mataji ki jai. Lalitangi Radha Mataji ki jai. All the devotees ki jai.